Tappei has always explored the aspects of the sinful versus virtue themes. These are encased and explored within the narrative structure of the actual storyline, manifesting in certain characters and the overall plot of the anime and light novels. This keeps an important factor of tension and character motivations being explored within their true selves, in case of the viewers who are looking at each perspective of the sin and virtue. The Greek philosopher Aristotle quotes the aspects of virtue. In virtue means doing the right thing in relation to the right person at the right time, to the right extent, in the right manner, and for the right purpose. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. We can now examine Aristotle's quote and apply it to the narrative of ReZero's themes. Subaru has this character conflict between sin and virtue, which is a returning conflict in the plot. The protagonist lives in a world where there is no salvation or safe place from reality. The choices he makes either is bad or good within the character-driven arcs, questioning each aspect of the spectrum of moral and immoral choices he faces. Subaru being killed and returning by death, the cycle repeats itself in many ways. No matter if Subaru picked the right or wrong choices in the loop of possibility, the nightmare will always be a forever growing and painful reality for his sake and the many other people around him. Seeing the sins of other characters' true motivation and the death behind them. All human actions have one or more of the 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and most importantly, habit. These aspects of virtuous achievement act somewhat of a moral compass for the protagonist, to allow possibility and the action he takes to get an important resolution, even when the act of being virtuous can lead to the wounds of suffering and neglect from the sins. Those sins manifest itself into our strong and worst aspects of our true selves, which can cause an internal or philosophical conflict of the two opposing sides trying to maintain order of action. The web and light novels explore the psychology and character of Subaru. There is an opposing side which is represented by rational thinking of the consciousness and responsibility. This allows order and humility of one action to be carefully planned and open up to the new growth. The Dionysian side focuses on the instinctual subconscious of human emotional drive. These examples I'm using from Friedrich Nietzsche explores each aspect of our own human psychology. We can relate this back to Subaru's own hubristic nature. In the AGU-MAN storyline explores the insanity and Dionysian side of Subaru. In the battle with the thugs in the web novel of this route, Subaru has died over 80 plus times by Elsa and those thugs. AGU-MAN Subaru removed his own humanity and diligence to allow his prideful nature to kill the 3 thugs to death. His Dionysian side of his pride allowed him to become antagonistic, which led to some of his true nature to be released. With his Apollyon side from the light novels, he explores the aspects of his own humanity and improving to be a better person. This led to light novel Subaru accepting the aspects of virtue and patience of the outcome. Our Apollo and Dionysian side can be considered yin to yang. The yin and yang duality can be explored further within the logic and illogical moments of the story. Apollo can be considered Subaru's organized and calculated aspects of his character. Even when he was battling Pedal Geese in a fight, he managed to adapt carefully and plan his next move with each encounter. This virtuous side has been shown in the whale fight in the storyline, where Subaru is constantly battling against his sloth and wrath. The Dionysian side, when looking back into the perspective, has allowed Subaru's own some moments experience his true artistic nature of oneself, removing the aspects of humility and dark. During the mansion arc of the story, Subaru experienced the conflict of both Ram and Rem. This artistically allowed his sinful side to see the true nature of both the two siblings. Subaru used his true colors to explore human or natural aspects of one's aura. This was seen later when Rem died one day in the mansion. This allowed the Roswell, Beatrice, and Ram to explore their unhinged colors of the conflict. Even during the end Subaru conflict with the Oni sisters, Subaru jumped off a cliff to experience his own pride and allowing him to wake back up. This managed to explore the importance of duality he faced. Subaru needs to know when's best to use them in certain situations of the story, allowing harmony and chaos to coexist within his fragile mind. We have to take care of all sides of the nature to keep a balanced existence from falling apart. Within humans, we have to explore the existential aspects of our own duality. No matter how many times Subaru has to fix the mistakes of others while suffering a tragic outcome, balance will always be an important factor in his character development, to allow failure and improvement to create and break the cycle, that never-endless loop we call faith. That is the major importance of ReZero's narrative and the character arc for Subaru to embrace.